we wanted to set up. The one thing that we talked about was like skate shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want that type of vibe where people come and hang out. You know what I'm saying? All the skaters come and just chill, and this is a whole like lounge.
Yeah, I respect you because you have your assets down. You have your character. Your character's doing different things. I've seen that character win stuff. I've seen that character doing all kinds of things.
He's kind of a little
yeah, and Lucky is
he really is.
Lucky's gonna have a paddle one day soon. I'm manifesting that right now.
His name's Ace.
Ace is gonna have a paddle one day, holding a paddle, dude.
Yeah.
But you have your colors down. For the most part, we did that black and white t-shirt together. We did the black and white hats. We're about to drop some more hats together.
Oh dang.
And then we color splash some stuff on the side. So it's like, I appreciate you letting us kind of help with the vibe too, because it's not like Tree Love is something that I love so much, but as a creator, I have to keep creating for other things and water Tree Love when I need to water it, and then focus on other things as well to stay creative and not just one type of art.
Yeah.
Right. So Tree Love, whenever we do our art, we sit down on the couch, we blaze up, and then we're like, hey, what do we want on our art? Oh, we want a gnome smoking a joint, with discs, and then boom, one of our shirts is like that. You know, we want Zeus riding a mushroom on a wave. we got that,
bro. That is and it's a hit. People like that.
And it's just kind of like we always wanted to be not different, but ourselves. And being ourselves is always different from the mainstream.
Authentic, bro, and transparent.
Yeah, like authentic Mexican food hits so hard, right? I can't eat that fucking sloppy ass wannabe Mexican food because it just doesn't look right, doesn't smell right, and then when you eat it, it doesn't feel right. So when you're like just doing your shit, and I respect you guys because y'all do your shit, it's inspired by Tree Love, but it is Lucky.
Yeah, most definitely.
And so some of our inspirations was a guy named Mace Man, and he's old school. You know who Mace Man is?
No,
I've
heard the.
No, never heard of him.
I've heard the name.
So you know the USDGC, right?
I know of it.
Oh yeah.
In South Carolina, the glass trophies that they hold up every time are made from Mace Man.
Okay.
He's been doing the trophies for USDGC for a long time. An ambassador, an amazing guy. He would, whenever I would play, he would have his disc and he would have his little joker on it. And his motto was, quit your day job, play disc golf.
Oh, nice.
And it was super sick. And he had
Dickies. I listened to that.
He's got Dickies. He got Dickies with his logos on them. Like fucking.
And his house shoes.
Like cool shit. I was like, God, who is doing this, you know? And then I worked for Dynamic Discs for a little bit on the road and in the shop and in Emporia, Kansas, right next to Eric McCabe. Like I lived with EMAC for a while and played disc golf with him. And shout out to Steve-O for bringing me on the RV to travel. So whenever I was here in Dallas, me and my roommate took DMT for a little bit and we're like, let's get out of Dallas, because we've always like, let's get out of Dallas. Why are we still here?
Yeah.
Why aren't we growing weed in Colorado? So we smoked some DMT, we put it on our bowl, smoked it, went unconscious for 15, blasted off, came back as like extraterrestrial beings. We weren't even human beings. We were literally just energy, crazy fractals, everything, right? I kind of sound like a hippie guy, but like that was real life. That shit real.
Yeah, no, I'm not. You're not the first person to talk to me about that.
That's real. And I was nervous, and I did it. And it was like, as soon as I did it, 2 weeks after that, we moved to Colorado. We were living in Colorado. We were about to grow weed when I got a call. Said, hey, you want to go on tour with me called Chasing the Chains and go on tour promoting Dynamic Disc New, which was the Judge, the Fugitive, the Escape, the Trespass, the Renegade. All those.
And this is Steve-O
from Carrollton.
Yeah.
Yeah, because me and
Good
him, he's an amazing guy.
Yeah.
And I learned how to run tournaments from him. I learned how to book events from him. I knew how to get sponsors for events. I knew how to correct fix fires, like put out fires for tournaments and talk to people and like.
Oh no, he's good,
it was just
he's
like,
really good.
Wow. And then I started selling discs and throwing them, and I was a great advanced player at the time, trying to go pro. and I could throw the discs farther than most people. So I would grab the Trespass and the Renegade and the Escape and throw them pretty far, and people would be like, I want those.
Yeah.
And we were going to look. Listen, we would go around to Wyoming, Idaho, and they'd be like, "What is dynamic disc?" Any golfer, like, there's nobody. It's like, what is dynamic? Oh, y'all make your own frisbees now? I thought y'all just sold other people, because dynamic disc.
It used to be like us.
Also took discs like Destroyers and put their double D's on.
Yeah.
And so that was like Mace Man, dynamic disc. They were doing it right. And then one time we were like, the very first tournament we ever did was a bring your own partners doubles. No one was doing that, bro. No one was doing bring your own partner doubles. I'm not lying. We did it for a homie's birthday party. He was turning, I don't know how old, but we all got together, say, hey, bring your homie, and then we'll play doubles and bring your own partner. And after that, boom, bring your own partner. Smack, dude. And we were our first one, we had 80 people. And we didn't even think we had 80 people. We had enough plastic for it, and we banked, and then we took that, bought some discs with our logo on them, then, kind of started doing our own thing. But after working with Dynamic Disc for a while, I came back to Dallas. Dude, when I was coming from Emporia, Kansas to Dallas, I was borrowing my friend's truck, right? Tree Love was an Instagram handle, and it was I was selling t-shirts and hats on the side for the homies. And I came back down, it was ice everywhere. Around 3:00 in the morning, I fell asleep out on the side of the road, got up, hit an overpass, and slid my truck, bro, and hit a bridge rail, and did a 360, and I just got my tire blew out. That's it. And it was a truck, my homie's truck. I wrecked it. I'm like, oh man, I gotta pay this guy back. And I'm going from Emporia to Dallas, and it was just like, what am I gonna do, man? And so the truck driver comes, gets me. He's talking. He's super rugged, and I'm telling him my story, and I'm like, I'm just leaving Dynamic Disc. I wasn't the best fit there, but I had great ideas, and so I came back to Dallas, and I was like, I just lost my job, and I'm coming back home, and I just wrecked. I ain't got no money, and then the guy was like, oh, man, life's tough. Give me some, feedback. We get down there to the truck stop where he drops it off. Goes back into the office, and then another person comes back. It's like, okay, it'll be an hour. They fixed it, and I was waiting to pay the bill, and I was like, hey, what? I gotta pay the bill. And then she was like, yo, the guy that you rode with is the owner, and he looked like a worker, bro. He literally looked like one of the employees there that just grinds all day, and the owner has to be somewhere, somewhere else, right? He's like, nah, the owner's got you, man. Go to Dallas. At that point, I was like,
go chase your dream.
Exactly. So at that point, it was like, John, Tree Love's been in your heart for a while. I'm like, let's go full time. And then music got in the way, because
aren't you don't you have a band?
Yeah, I was touring for a reggae band called Bum Lucky, and I played the keys and the melodica, and it was really going good, but it was kind of mismanaged a little bit, and kind of not mismanaged if someone was trying to be advantageous. It's just we were young and we didn't know business, what we were doing, and merch sales would come in, and then we'd spend the wrong money on the wrong stuff. So at that point, I was like, John, I was like, you keep doing this, or you can go to Tree Love, learn everything you learned from Dynamic Disc and being on the road, and do something with this, right? You're obviously love it. Let's monetize it a little bit more and just be structural sound, and then
you just got to take that leap of faith.
We took that leap of faith.
You have
and
to.
It's
that's the one thing that I always tell people, the advice that I can give them is oh, you own your own business. That's awesome. I wish I could do that. You can. All it takes is for you to just take that leap. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do it.
You know what? And failing is okay.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing is I worried about failing. I worried about being a terrible boss. I worried about being a terrible product consult, just ordering.
When you jump into the entrepreneur and you own something, I remember I'd always be like, I'm never going to do this as an owner. I'm never going to do that as an owner.
You slip and fail, man.
Dude, and then it happens. It happens to you, and you're just but I didn't understand what it took to be an owner. I didn't understand all that they were doing for the company. You know what I'm saying? All I would see was a dude shows up late, goes to his office, probably just chilling. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Leaves early and then wants me to bust my ass. You know what I'm saying? But he also is paying me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like people, like we talked about, you know, people, they bust your ass for you. You know what I'm saying? And they think they're doing harder work than you are, you know? And maybe like physically they could be, but it's like there's no risk here. You get a paycheck. Every blood, sweat, and tears, even though you're putting it into the company, you're getting paid for that.
Exactly. And you know,
you're not taking the losses when I take the losses. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
There's a lot of losses.
That was part of our integration and kind of being Tree Love, was because me and Thibodeau were like, look, we need to make jobs for this company so we don't do everything, right? Because we wore 20 hats. We did this, we did that, we did vinyl, we did heat press. You know, that's how we started, just vinyl and heat press and shirts, and that's it.
Yeah.
And some embroidery in the beginning, but it was just kind of like, you know, you're gonna do this sweat equity right now, so then we can establish to pay people in the spot and create jobs and create a lifestyle for people to come in with you on the same boat. And that was our biggest goal, is like, how many jobs could we create in the disc golf world, but not being like a fucking corporate, like, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that, you know, like, our employees might be high. I don't know. I can't tell them not to, because I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
You know, when I was working other jobs, I would go to lunch, get high, come back, you know, and it wasn't just because maybe, you know, it was just kind of like, I need to just calm down and kind of like chill. It takes me anxiety a little bit away, and I can talk to people. And then also, it's been helping my joints a lot, bro. I'm getting old, dude. And like, that's kind of just helps me a little bit. And being on the road, like, I don't know, it's like, I'm 37 now, and it's like, you know, my teams that are rolling and doing the jobs while I'm not there, it's like, that's where we need to be at. You know, it's kind of like, get your team involved, get them on their jobs, and then create these events to go, and then that way it just keeps going.
That is when people say, Jay, what are you good at? Like, how do you make this thing run? And it was a lot of hard work, but I think my number one thing that I'm really good at is I know where to put the right people.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just something.
You got
about,
good vision.
You know how to
can
delegate.
take people. Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing about good owners and stuff like that. They, like, I have my dad, like, very nice house, right? Their neighbor fallen, right? This guy owns a commercial construction company, bro. I'm not trying to talk trash. He watches, so I mean, watch what I say, right? No, but he knows a little bit about everything in the construction business, but he's no pro. You know what I mean? But he knows how to delegate the work.
Right, exactly.
And that's what it is to be an owner. You
Project management, man, that's a big thing.
But hey, that thing fails, he's taking a huge loss, and everybody else is still getting paid. So you know what I mean? Like, that's the part you don't see. And going back to that conversation we had at my parents, like I said, I got the most from that conversation about the struggles, because I was like, you understand.
Yeah,
you know
100%.
what it's like going into business with friends, and how sometimes they can go south. You know what I mean? Sometimes they're
you learn real
and I've
quick.
always heard the don't mix, you know what I mean? Like, money and blood too. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing with close friends. It happens, bro.
It does.
And so like having that conversation was so, like, it was rejuvenating.
Right. And we started with friends, and then we started maneuvering the way we spoke to each other, how we emailed each other, how we kept certain business stuff related. And we had to groom ourselves on being the business guys that we are, but also the homies after everything's said and done. Right. So it's kind of like playing two roles with this individual. We both know we have to work and do this, or else we're not eating. And then when we do eat, we break bread together, we can be homies, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like work relationship with the homies, but also we've hired so many people outside of our circle to come in and bust ass, because they know that this is something we've all been building and they love it. So that's the people we want to hire. And we were going to be hiring more people.
Yep.
Because this is going to only get bigger. And more artists, more creators, more videographers, more You know, so it's like, if you're listening to this podcast and you're looking to get into the disc golf world, creators, get in there, like work with people, like make reels, make commercials, get your Facebook up, your website up, get your e-commerce up, and help. Those positions are needed in a business, not just the guys that can throw the disc really, really well. No, right? That's a small percentage.
Some of the most important people in my company are not the people throwing the discs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the people that are busting their ass for me every day.
Yeah, they're putting disc in a box and shipping it to wherever it needs to go to, answering emails from people that say, hey, my disc isn't here yet, you know? Sorry, we just got snow for 7 days. Like, chill out, dude. You know? Like that. But
yeah, dude.
We're grateful for the team we have at Tree Love. And like I said, it's not our job to like tell people the future of the sport. We just try to show them on how we start to change our process in the world that they see us in events, in our website, and inside the shop. So because you're so close to that environment, you know, we get to learn from each other and kind of just riff instead of just like, I'm not, you know, again, there's competition because we are companies and we do want to do excel.
Sure.
So that uses a positive way of competition to kind of both grow. And I've seen us grow so much in these last years.
I agree. And the pop-up is the biggest thing for me. Like right now, the setup that I have at Texas States is totally inspired by your setup too at USDC. You got the tent with the product, not a lot of discs. Because I remember at USDGC, you're like, bro, I don't even really bring discs anymore. I'm all about the merch.
It's tough. Yeah. Well, everyone buys discs from everyone.
Exactly.
Right? So we've been just doing specialized discs. And if you don't throw it, it's okay. I mean, we're going to sell it to someone that doesn't really care about that so much. But we do drop some destroyers. We do drop things that people throw, that I throw, that my homies throw. But it's so hard to sell someone to a disc golfer these days if they don't have the correct mold, the correct weight, the correct disc, the correct run. So it's kind of picky out there with the clients.
And that, you opened my eyes when you told me that. Honestly, like I was like, okay, because I was at that stage where like, okay, I gotta have the most discs. You know what I mean? Like the thing that really, I mean, kept me afloat when I'm out and about on the tour stops was the kids. You know what I mean? Like when Val and Mason and Alexis are behind the tent, I mean, people are just like,
no, 100%.
And they just grab whatever disc they want. Like, not that they want, they just grab whatever disc. Whoop.
It's all good.
And then they're just like, can you sign this?
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? Like, so thank God for them, because without them, man, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
100%, dude.
Now we're putting in the work now to change that so that we don't always have to depend on them, because they work so hard. Like they're out there busting their ass playing, and then for them to take the time to come to the booth and stay there until they feel like, you know, okay, we helped. It's awesome of them. But like, I don't want it to be like that all the time for them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you have, like, building this brand, I've had to have time for it to grow.
Yeah.
Right. We do create cool. I think it's cool, whatever, but it's kind of like that person that's been with us for a couple of years and have seen it, and all of a sudden like, oh, okay, I'll buy my first Tree Love shirt, or I'll buy my first Tree Love hat. It's that staying in the game and cultivating that brand to where it's no longer just faces, but a brand itself. Yeah. Right. Because we used to sponsor Garrett Gerthy and Cat Merch and Mason Ford back in the day. Whenever it wasn't like, for us, it's not even like a signed contract. It's more like, here's some hats, here's some t-shirts, let's work on how we can fundraise together. I really want to put more money in your pockets by using your network and showing you how to become a business person, so you can then start to do business things, because you are athletes, but you're also a business.
Yep.
So like, it's not so much like sign here, sign there. It's more like, hey, how can we work together? And as soon as you start to find a better opportunity, boom, thanks for being the homie, do your thing. Like, it wasn't so much like a one-all stop for us.
Yeah.
We kind of wanted to be that company where it's like, hey, we're slapping you on, we think you're cool, you know, we got good vibes, and we really want to promote you. And people saw, hey, they're wearing Tree Love, they got to be kind of chill and cool and vibey, you know, whatever those words the young kids are using.
I like vibes, bro. I tend to use it a lot, like, because I operate on vibes. You know what I'm saying? With everything in my life, there's got to be that right vibe. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, 100%. We call it frequency. We call it vibes. It's the vibrations of kind of what's going on. Because sometimes you're in a situation, you feel something off.
Yeah.
Someone's, so it's that human connection, right? So Lucky Ace brings that human connection. Lucky Ace are the homies from Tree Love. We are a family. Essentially, like brands, I'll tell people, hey, if you like our you'll like Lucky Ace.
Yeah, and we help
you'll like
each other
Dark
a
Ace,
lot.
you'll like Happy with Par, those homies, Trash Panda, all those like
Trash
brands
Panda.
that are coming up. It's like that's pretty cool. Like these companies are, and that's where our sports is gonna get just even more recognized if we keep building it.
And that's what we're doing. And this year, man, I've already like seen the difference in my brand. And yet again, this guy has a lot to do with it. And I shout out to Next Day Custom Tees, right? They started, they helped me start Lucky Ace by me going to them, right? They did my shirts, they did my hats, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not gonna say that things went bad, but they have a business they're running. The employees change. I had relationships with certain employees there that I really liked, and the communication was great. Not that it's not there anymore, but it's sometimes just hard to like, oh, here's a new person, let me try to vibe with them. Yeah. Here I go again with the vibes. But it's so true. And you came in, and I seen that you started doing your own hats. You started doing your own shirts. And for Next Day Custom Tees, they were a San Antonio based company. So that I always love to like give back to my home. Right. When San Antonio is my home. So for me, it was like, oh, I got a San Antonio company making my stuff. This is cool. I'm supporting San Antonio. Right. But then, started getting, I needed somebody that knows exactly what I want in a hat, how I want it done, and that is really close in contact with me while they're doing it.
Right.
You've called me like 10 times just to go over, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And the cool thing when he's making my hats, like from what I noticed this weekend too, because I was like, I want these hats for the kids, like Masons. If you see this hat, it's fresh, right?
Yeah, dude, from these hands.
Yeah. and like, yo, like the cool thing about it is and you know me so well, so like don't take this the wrong way, but like I ordered a certain amount of hats a certain way, and I ended up with like totally different colors and like different style hats, and he today he brought me some corduroy hats.
Yeah.
Just like, you know what I mean? Hey, and they're fire. You know what I mean? Like they're all fire, and I'm putting them out, and I had the guys work the booth. I was caddying for Val today and Mason, but I was caddying for Val. They were working the booth. Then I was done, and in between, like I'm walking back to the tent, and I see these two dudes with like a Val hat, but it's like red.
Yeah.
And like I was like, I didn't even see those. Like I was like, I didn't even know we made those hats. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's the trust I have in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was it. You've been one of my favorite clients as far as like I have clients, and this is the thing. Tree Love has become not just a disc golf company, but now we're like branding and helping other companies, small businesses, big business, whatever it is, come out with different colorways, different ways to see it. So I'm kind of like Tree Love is still rocking and rolling, but like John Rivera, the brand kind of guide or kind of like. Kind of showing people what blanks are good, what kind of colorways.
Your artist side.
Yeah, exactly. I can play with it and allow me to kind of like research a little bit of what you're trying to do to bring these creations as something you might not even have seen, but kind of be like, hey, try these out. If they, for the most part, I don't know if it's the weed, but it's kind of like, yo,
it's most definitely the weed.
Dude, this green corduroy with this blue, pink, and white Lucky on the front with the side hit, and we started doing embroidery because our manufacturers at the time were taxing us so much, but they had such a good quality that I didn't want to cut quality because of the cost.
Right.
So then I'm over here saying, you know, like, man, I really need to charge more for my hats if I'm doing this. And I'm going to the next event, and I sold out of these hats, and these guys won't get me hats till 4 weeks, and I've already done 2 shows, and it's like, how can we, you know, eat the supply chain? So we bought one head, learned it for a year. That's not easy.
Yeah.
You know, thread count, thread breaks, bobbins.
I remember when you got that too.
Yeah.
And then you very quickly upgraded to what you have now.
Yeah.
First, I seen this dude just have like one. He's printing a hat, right? And he's videoing it, and it's a hat, you know.
Yeah.
And he's going to town, like learning. You know what I mean?
Dude, we've up so many hats, and I have so many of the up hats just chilling in my collection.
Nice.
Just because there were just like those happy accidents. Maybe I didn't know about this, or I didn't read this YouTube video.
Like, that's when my dumbass did that.
You know, like, I literally we studied so much, man. And it was like, how can we like keep the quality up, right? We would still order from our homies that did hats because our quality wasn't there. And so then I remember Lone Star, Nico Castro ordered 300 hats with my one head machine.
Just make it one at a time.
Bro, one at a time.
Yeah.
And my CFO Tib was like, "Look, tell me when you. We'll put it on the wish list, and we'll manifest it. Right? We'll manifest this 6 head. Tib, we're not there yet. You know, I didn't want to jump into something that orders weren't coming in consistently enough to where you know this wouldn't pay off.
Especially because at the time, the economy and everything, it's just like, yo, an investment like that.
Yeah. The first machine was 15 bands.
Like,
it was
it's not like it used to be where it's like, yeah, I can invest this and I'll see profit in like a year.
No,
you know, no, I need right now. Like,
and it was one of those things where it's like, you know, it's not disc golf events, it's not discs, it's not, you know, disc golf related. It's buying a machine in the industry to supply the embroidery world. And
yeah, you're a factory,
bro. When I jumped into that, I didn't know
sweatshop.
I thought I was just doing my stuff.
Yeah,
and then it's like, cool, yeah, this is cool, we're doing good. And then all of a sudden, it's like, these homies want hats. This guy wants t-shirts. This guy wants hats. This guy wants jackets. This guy wants rain jackets with their print on it. And John, where would it look cool? How big does the design need to be? What colors do they need to be? And then it's just like doing so much of that.
And your input, bro, is good.
Yeah,
like,
I've been trying.
It's helped me out a lot. And like, I love the fact that like you understand what I want to.
Yeah.
Like, when I don't even know if it's the proper term, but when I want that puff.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like right here, we got that puff,
dude. And
so many times I got in hats that, no offense, AJ, you're wearing one of them, where it's like, it just looks so flat, and then sometimes I can see like the black cap in the lettering like
come through.
You know what I mean? Like, and like I said, I'm not trying to knock the last people that were doing my hats, but like, you understand, like, those little details are super important.
Bro, shout out to the homies that have trusted us, dude. Like,
super important.
Prodigy, we've done some hats for Luke. We've done some hats for Mint. We've done some hats for Lone Star. We've done some hats for Discmania. Discmania just dropped some hats. They let us design the collector's series hats.
Oh, dang.
3 hats that they, you know, John, I spoke with some of the guys there, and they're like, hey, John, develop these logos, give us some samples, and we'll run an order. And dude, to have all, you know, we have the samples there at our shop. We've done Dino Hills, we've done the Hideaway, we've done so many disc golf brands and companies that it's like, man, this is cool. Like, I can kind of seen some things that I've wanted to do with other brands and do them for them, you know? And it's not Tree Love, it's just their brand through kind of what I've been seeing with Tree Love.
Yeah, so the people that are there talking like, oh, grow the sport, you know, let's do that. I mean, they can learn from this guy because he is actually helping other brands, manufacturers.
Yeah, dude, and just kind of being that, like when we first started Tree Love, we wanted to be a hype thing. We wanted to be a shoe shop, kind of like, hey, come in, get this collector's type hat. We only run 200 t-shirts of one style, and we don't run it again. We switched to comfort colors on our t-shirts now, so it's like a boxier feel. I'm not doing so much athletic because I haven't found that yet. So I'm just sticking with concert tees and hats and embroidery and accessories and paddles and like just kind of going off
all
right now.
over.
Just because I'm 37, I have a good team. It's like why not? Let's go.
Let's try everything.
Let's go.
I mean, bro, we've made music.
Yeah. I still have a band that I'm working with called Cultivated in Dallas, and it's on Spotify, and we're doing a podcast with another homie with pickleball. So it's like, sorry, this stuff that you're doing, you're on the path of just a flow.
I tell people
being creative.
Yeah, I tell people like I've used disc golf to live out a lot of my dreams.
Yeah,
right?
dude.
I tried to start.
That's sick.
I tried to start a skate company with my cousin and his.
What was it called?
It was Dad.
Dad.
Yeah. Dad TV.
Dad TV.
You know a lot of pro skaters?
No, I don't. I don't know.
So my cousin, I mean, dude, he just doesn't have that like big ass deal. But he's
fire,
bro. He's pro. His name Mikey Whitehouse.
He still goes.
Oh yeah, he still goes hard.
Sponsored by anybody yet?
I don't know. I haven't kept up with all that part of it, but I mean, they've been, bro, they're top pros. Like, and Nick Bolts, Nick Holt, we call him Nick Bolts. I mean, dude's been Battle of the Barracks and has whooped Costin's ass, bro.
Dude.
PJ Ladd, he beat PJ Ladd. I mean, come on, like that's a legend, dude. But anyway, it never worked out for whatever reasons, right? So when I started the disc golf thing, like, I built a team, you know what I mean? Built the brand. And not a lot of people know this, but when I was like 18, 19, I wanted to be a hip hop artist.
Dang.
Bro, I had a mixtape. I had the
SoundCloud?
whole thing. No, they didn't have SoundCloud back then, dude.
Oh, yeah,
it was
right.
literally
it was on Napster.
Yeah, it was.
You burned CDs?
Yeah, Napster. Yeah, I burned CDs, bro.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's funny. It's Lucky
Got
J.
any CDs for sale?
Lucky J. My first mixtape.
Lucky J.
Beginner's Luck.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's not bad, except for the fact that I misspelled beginners.
It's an artistic choice, man.
Wow.
Own it.
Bro, I was so messed up back then, like bars and everything, bro. And like I misspelled Beginner's Luck, bro, and then I made like 500 or 1,000 like business cards.
Yeah.
I put the wrong phone number on there, dude. So here I am handing it out, crossing out this, and like, it's actually this. Like, so I'm like, damn, that's so unprofessional.
That's kind of dope though. Now you think about it.
But I made music now.
Yeah, that literally those mistakes is like authentic as.
Yeah, there is a Lucky Ace Records, bro. Like, like,
dude, I suggest your next business card have a phone number scratched out and put your number on top.
I could do that now.
That'd be.
Bro, okay, so I go see my buddy. Shout out to T2. He's the one that made our songs, right?
T2.
He is on tour now with Up Church. What's Up Church?
What's up, church?
And I went to go see him last night. Dope as hell.
Nice,
so I'm gonna touch on this real quick because like I want to support my homies, right? So I went to go see the show. He's the opening act, right? They knew he was from Houston. So you could tell they let him go longer than he usually does, right? And he killed it, bro. And what I was really proud of, because I already knew his music's dope. I love it, and I'm actually a fan, not because he's a homie. I really like his music. You know what I mean? I vibe with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
lucky vibes.
But what I was impressed with is the way he was able to interact with the crowd. I mean, he was making people laugh. And if you know T2 and you've seen his social media, like, he's just a funny guy. And he's just like, I don't know how he keeps that going all the time. You know what I mean? Like, but he's just always like an entertainer, right? So he's right where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's him.
And so T2, shout out to you, man. What a great show last night. But after the show, okay, I'm walking back to my truck, right? And I'm wearing this hoodie, this one right here, right? And I passed by this dude and I just hear him kind of mumble, almost like he was talking shit, right? But he wasn't. Well, he goes, well, there's a disc golfer if I've ever seen one. You know what I mean? And I was like, I passed by and I heard him say that and I'm like, and I turned around and I was like, you talking to me? He's like, yeah, well, you got a Lucky Ace shirt on. And I was just like, dude had no idea. Yeah, he didn't know that though. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dang, like,
That undercover
you don't know
boss.
how good it is, bro, to have that, like, somebody recognize your brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
And he didn't even know who I was, which I think that's
amazing.
better, right? Because then
Yeah.
like you just, that's somebody that actually likes or knows your brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't know who I was at all,
dude,
bro.
100%.
So I was like, dang, I'm middle of downtown Houston, some random dude knew. Because this, I mean, my thing is like, I've had people be like, oh, you a poker player? You know, because of the spade and the lucky, you know, ace. But yeah, this doesn't look like disc golf.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But it is.
so the fact
But it
that he knew it is just because like that's how far we've come. You know what I mean? Like, my brand's getting out there. And I always got to shout out to the kids because they're the ones that helped me put that. You know, I'm getting recognized just because I'm a caddy now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, caddy.
There's that caddy.
Yeah. Oh, you caddy for Val. And I'm just
Look at his shoulders. They're so strong. He's perfect caddy.
You don't know how many times I get like people texting me and it's just like a screenshot of them watching the Disc Golf Network.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like caddying for Mason or Val. And
I feel that. I did that at Worlds.
Yeah.
When James Conrad threw
bro.
that disc in.
Oh my God.
I was literally in every camera point.
I remember
with my phone
because
like
I was
this.
watching. I was just like, look, hey, there's the homie.
I was
right there.
here from that wall to James Conrad
When he made the
threw-
shot.
Yeah, like literally.
Bro, you can see it. He's on there.
That was a crazy way that I got in.
Tell him.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was crazy because honestly, the kids helped me
I bet they did.
because we were vending there. We were the only vendor at the other course and we were killing it. And so I had a friend work it. I went out to take video and do some social media. And I was walking against the grain on the course. So I was walking backwards to the lead card. And it was Val and Mason on the card. And I was like, yo, what's up? And I went up there and then the person holding the line is over there, right? I'm already past her, going backwards. And she comes up, she goes, yo, you're not supposed to be here. I'm like, I'm taking media for these guys. And then she goes, oh, okay, cool. And so I just stay there like in the bubble, right? Like this is bubble time. And I'm just taking film and I got some of the ladies cards and Sarah, I think aced that one time on one of the holes back there.
Oh, yeah.
And so I go to watch the men's, right? And I go up there.
That's where I started to see you on live coverage.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So I had my phone.
You were wearing that Texas Rangers.
Ranger,
Yeah.
I was texted out.
Oh, yeah.
And
Represent.
We did a Tree Love Texas hat, and I had a charger in my backpack and a long wire. To my
Just
phone.
looking like the part.
Dude, I look like the media guy.
Yeah.
Dude. I look like the media guy, and I had no pass. Everyone there had credentials.
Hey, and I was watching your live too.
Yes, and I went live.
Yeah,
dude,
you
and it
went
was
live.
like behind the scenes. Like Kevin was playing. I mean, it was Paul Macbeth Eagle. Like I was right there because check this out. The same lady that was doing the things was the same lady that was gonna do the guys card.
Oh, okay.
And so I walked up, I dapped her up. I said, yo, what's up, Veronica? Chill, thanks. It's good to see you.
Veronica
She's like,
knows her name.
like, you're gonna do the media for this one too? I'm like, yeah, you
Yes.
already know.
Hey, you that Jack
Yeah.
Nicholson meme? He's all
Yes, that's me.
yes.
Well, yes,
And
I
then
am.
I go and sit down in the bubble and I'm looking around and everyone's kind of looking and this one PDG old dude comes in. He's seen me before like traveling because I travel a lot with these guys.
Tall guy.
Tall old white guy.
I know exactly.
And he comes in, he's like, yo. I'm like,
Boy,
Exactly.
mirror.
I go, hey, damn. I'm like,
Caught.
I'm caught. So I go up there and he's like, what are you doing over here? Like, I don't see your badge. Where's your media badge? I'm like, I'm doing footage for Kevin Jones.
And that's your homie.
Because I was staying with Kevin and Luke and the GK guys and watching how they did the coverage and the commentary at 1 a.m. and being in the room watching all that. And then I go, yeah, man, I'm doing media for Kevin. He turns around, he goes, Kevin, is he doing media for you?
Check your receipt.
And Kevin goes, oh yeah, of course. And as soon as I got the check from Kevin, shout out to KJ USA, he gave me the green light for the whole weekend without having a media pass. So I would go up there, follow somebody's car, jump to another car, jump to another
Bro,
car.
you saying that's all we have to do for a media pass is just
Bruh, it was no. Well, say
This is back then,
Dude,
yeah.
after that year,
they check my receipts.
Dude, they're all over
because they were
it.
like, who is that guy? You know?
Yeah.
And it was so cool because it was like in Ogden, Utah. It's beautiful. You got lines of people, and I'm just walking behind all the
big
pros.
names, dude.
And
biggest shot.
media and the biggest media.
Yeah.
You had Central Coast, you had Jomez.
Yeah.
And I knew all the GK pros and the Jomez guys and Central Coast guys.
Yeah.
That I just was like, yo, what's up, John?
Yeah.
Yo. And I was like, yes, dude.
Hey,
this
bro.
is amazing.
You just have to act like you've been there. You know what I'm saying? Like
I got in there,
that is
dude.
something that I've learned being out on the pro
Bro.
tour, because like I'll take people with me, you know what I mean? And like if somebody doesn't have their badge, I mean they're panicking.
Oh, 1,000%.
They are
man.
panicking. And me, I'm just like, I'm gonna just step over this rope.
I got to watch the whole thing go down.
One of the
I
greatest
watched
shots
the
in
whole. And then check
sports.
this out. I was watching the card before them, and then James Conrad comes up, and I catch up to them, and I'm in the bubble, and then Paul throws a great shot, almost goes to be left. James hits the first tree, and we're like, oh,
It's over.
Paul's got this in
Yeah,
the
it's over.
bag,
Paul,
dude.
number 6.
So we go back up there. I'm chilling. I'm just gonna record the rest of the round. Just kind of watch Paul just do his thing. And James, as soon as he walks up to that second shot he pitched out from the trees, everyone in the whole world there stopped. You could hear silence. You could hear the deafening tone of just a vacuum, and everyone's like,
Yeah, he's got to make it.
and then all of a sudden, James does his thing, you know, doing this, and bro.
First off, real quick, have you ever seen? You like Star Wars?
yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Do you know who Jar Jar Binks is?
Damn it, I'm gonna get raked on this,
Dude,
one.
it's all good, bro. All I'm saying is, if you knew who Jar Jar Binks was, I'm not saying James looks like him,
But he
walks like him.
walks
bro.
He's got that floppy kind of.
You know what I'm talking
yeah.
It's such a natural flop.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
such a natural
You can
flop.
tell, dude. Yeah.
And
Go-
it's funny
go ahead. I'm
because
sorry.
it's funny because before that, James's girl had called me out too, because I was so close to them. I literally was trying to get out of the way from James's cart one time, and she's like, "What are you doing? Why are you here?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing media for Kevin."
Kevin's
Oh,
over
okay.
here.
Well, there's so many new people around here. Like, there wasn't this many people in our card last time. I was like, because he wasn't on the lead card, girl. Chill out. And so James is getting ready. I put my camera out, literally from here to there. I'm just, everyone's quiet. All of a sudden, it just starts going in, and all of a sudden, you just hear a roar. And it felt so right to be in that situation. I'm like traveling from my first throws at Turner Park, calling it nerdy, and now I'm,
The greatest shot.
At the greatest shot, like literally watching it live.
And it not the greatest shot
From
in disc
here
golf.
to there.
Greatest shot in disc golf,
In
but
the
one of the
sports world.
dude.
100%.
You can argue it.
You definitely could argue because it's not bottom of the count,
No.
It's not like a walk-off.
No.
It's very similar to walk-off, but it's like
It's-
he still
it's
had to do work.
for the world championship.
He still had to do work.
Yeah.
Like he still that was the tie.
Yeah.
Right? And everyone's like, dude, you walk around and everyone's like, ah, and no mouth is closed.
Even Paul.
That's the weirdest thing.
Even Paul, who
Look
got
at-
the bad end of all this, but
Bro.
like still, even he was just like,
When's
you
the
see
last
his
time-
reaction? Like,
When's the last time you've been around a group of people and all their mouths are dropped?
yeah,
Never.
nope,
Never. Everyone's like this.
yeah,
Like literally, like that reaction was just so much to deal with at the time. And there's running, and people are. This guy's with a shirt off, running, and like
the American
the American
flag
guy, dude. That guy was.
That
drunk
guy's
the
famous
whole
because
time.
of that. Like
He's
he just
so
started
wasted.
running through. Like what?
He was wasted.
Oh yeah, dude.
So as soon as he made that, Paul went up and down. There's going to be a playoff, and they already told us where the playoff was going to be. So I ran my ass all the way up to hole 16. And I think it's 16 or 15, but it's the one up top on the hill. You can't really see it on
Yeah.
film. It's where James Conrad aced that
Yep.
time too with his envy, highs it around where everyone's
In
going
that tournament.
sidearm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I run up there, and literally I'm like from here to there from them throwing that tee side. And I got my camera, and I'm going live right now. And Paul goes, OB, I think, or something like that.
He
or,
chose a Raptor, I believe.
yeah, his sidearm, like
Yeah.
it goes, and James parks it and puts it in. And James Conrad,
Yeah.
Conrad. And it was just like the guy jumping in the pool. And it was just like, Tree Love is taking me to places where I've never really thought I would ever go. Waking up, driving 4 a.m. in Wyoming with like water, creeks running, and it's the most beautiful nature to breaking down.
Bro,
and
Vermont.
In Vermont.
Vermont was that for me, dude.
Vermont was amazing, you know. Florida, Colorado, all the states, man, except for Hawaii and Puerto Rico, like whatever. I think it's a property. But but to travel and to do this for the like last 10 years, man, it's been like super experience.
And what I love about it too is like it'll take you to places that you've never even heard before.
Never.
Like I do enjoy that, like through the Texas wing, we went through Houston, big city, Austin, big city too. And those experiences were great. But some of my favorite moments in disc golf are going to these no-named areas, Peoria, Illinois. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
Like Smuggler's Notch in Vermont. Like, bro, like why the hell would I go there? I'm like, well,
Never.
unless I'm going to Ben and Jerry's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, when I was in Vermont and I went to a gas station and they had syrup, like $20 little baby bottle syrups, and I'm like, what the is going
the
on
maple?
here? Yeah,
yeah.
And we got Bisquick and we were like, we're gonna buy some, right? And then after I ate that like little bit of maple, I ended up buying a whole thing because it was like the most beautiful thing ever. And you're just like wondering like, oh, I didn't even know Vermont was home of like maple syrup and the best there. And it's like,
and Ben and Jerry's, they had the whole Ben and Jerry factory there that was amazing too.
And that's where that was the Greenmount Championships that I went to. I think Barsby won that year.
Yeah.
Barsby won Worlds at that place.
Yeah.
And they got to watch Gannon Burr. All the guys throw far. I mean, is from meeting Jeremy Colling back in the day when he only had one win to his name, and having those conversations with him, and watching Yuli and Nico Felberg and Barry Schultz live, King Climo live, like all of the greats, being able to be there is literally the biggest payoff so far that Tree Love's given me.
I would 100%
like,
agree with that.
Money wise, that
because some of those events that I've had that experience, I lost money.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
but
what I'm
like
saying?
the experience and the stories and having podcasts like this to remember them and talk about them, it's like, damn, like.
And and you know what I love? And AJ's like, you know what I mean? Like he's like, hurry the up. You know what I mean? Because we've only touched on a little bit.
100%. We'll have part 2, part 3,
we're gonna
part
have to
4.
have a few different parts because like there's so much more that I want to pick your brain about. But I think like the next thing that we need to like shoot sometime soon is us setting up our pop-ups at these events.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think like when we get together and we start vibing, bro, I keep saying it.
Yeah, no, I think kind of what we can do for the next kind of fly march that we're at, maybe at Worlds or Emporia or Ledgestone, we can do like a live podcast within our tents and
while it's going.
Yeah, because the conversations like these need to be had so we can, some of the people that are watching that are wanting to start a company, wanting to start a brand, how do I start it? I'm not gonna just give you the complete game, but like look at what we've done in the past, our videos, our kind of our whole story.
Be authentic, like you're saying.
Be authentic and just do you, like be original.
Yeah.
And it's kind of tough to be original these days because it's a lot of stuff that
we were
plays on.
always taught be like this.
Yes.
Always be like this. This is the model. And I think like our generation has kind of like opened that box. Like, you know what? Let me step out of here. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like we were talking about with our parents. Like, oh, I didn't go to college. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what are you gonna do with your life if you didn't go to college?
Yeah.
Sell frisbees. But bro,
We'll be right back.
we're here. You know what I'm saying? And like I said at the beginning, you were the inspiration to Lucky Ace.
Yeah, dude. No, I love working with you guys. I appreciate you having me on this podcast.
Yeah.
Follow us at Tree Love DG. We also have at Centerline Pickle, which is our new pickleball brand.
I think we shouted it out before we put the wrong website.
We'll get it right this time.
Yeah, we'll get it right this time.
At deadspinpickle.com. That's where we have our other kind of branding that we're doing. Hatco is our embroidery business. Cultivated is our music. If you need embroidery, if you need any kind of questions on branding, hit me up. I'm always here to talk and set up Zoom calls and kind of just figure shit out together. Right? Plug us in, and we're down to help.
Heck yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming
Oh, for sure, dude.
all the way from Dallas.
Dallas, Texas, baby.
Yeah, I mean, by the time this comes out, we will have already gone and done the Fly Mart at Texas State. So
Yeah,
I would have
dude.
liked to shout it out, but I mean,
We're
this will
gonna
come
do
out
Texas
after.
State's right. It's gonna
Yeah.
be a
So
party.
we'll do some videos and kind of show y'all what we end up doing because we haven't even talked about it yet. But I'm sure it's gonna be pretty chill.
Yeah, 100%. Depending on what they give us and what we can expand to.
Yeah.
We're gonna be.
Are you
together.
gonna come out tomorrow
tomorrow?
to the event?
Tomorrow we'll be at the event.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple of hidden tomorrow morning with the pickleball crew that I've met here in Houston, and
This
then
guy.
we'll be at the Fly Mart at the brewery,
Carbach
Brewery,
Carbach.
which is just another fucking show, right? It's
Yep.
another gig. Let's go. Waco was fire. Austin was fire. Now we're in Houston, and
And you got, he's sipping on
we got.
that.
I brought not my one cup, not my double cup. Arizona watermelon sweet tea. I might go to Panda Kitchen later. I heard Houston's favorite Chinese spot around here,
Next to the gas station.
next to the gas
I
station.
think it's in it.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you, if tacos at gas stations are fire, the Asian food has to be fire too.
Yeah,
Shout
on
out
the
to
border
homies.
of Asia, not over here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Dude, thanks for coming, man.
100%.
AJ, which one?
I don't care. I'll take the hat. I feel like the disc means something more to you.
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
So shout out to Tree Love. He's already put out all his handles out there. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and yeah, thanks for stopping by.